Hi, I'm Marshall Wang, and I'm subbing in for John Green today for Crash Course World History. Unfortunately, he has been attacked by the bourgeois, so I'll be subbing in for today. Mr. Wang, Mr. Wang!
What's a Borgus?
Oh my gosh, me from the past. It's pronounced bourgeois, so guys, just get with the show already? Thanks. Today, I'm going to be talking about the drastic effects of pollution in China. Mr. Wang! Why is it such a big problem? Me from the past, be quiet. If you actually listen to me once, you'll actually find out. Let me get on with the video now. Pollution is a problem in China because it has caused a lot of deaths each year and the number is only increasing. Secondly, the economy is going toward a downward spiral. Downward spiral meaning the total health cost toward air pollution just in urban areas was around 520 billion Chinese yuan or 80 billion US dollars. This accounts for 3.3% of China's GDP according to the World Health Organization. We're going to talk about the factors of pollution such as factories and cars, and the most pressing question of all, why can't China just fix this problem? But before we look at this problem, we have to trace back the steps that took China to this situation. After World War II, Japan left China in a devastated position. When the Communist Party came to power in 1949, Mao Zedong took drastic measures to rebuild the war-torn country. The country built thousands and thousands of factories which started China to suffocate in their own pollution. The problem was noticed in the 1970s, but they did nothing. China met with the United Nations in 1973 and they made it clear that the economy comes before the environment. The Chinese growth is characterized by a strategy called pollute first and clean up later, but the real question is, when is later? To give you some information on the different pollutants, there are two main pollutants, PM 2.5 and PM 10. PM is atmospheric particulate matter. The number behind it is the diameter of the matter measured in micrometers. So for example, PM10 is particulate matter that has a diameter of 10 micrometers. These teeny tiny pieces of matter are especially dangerous because they can make its way to the human lungs and they can cause a series of serious health problems like asthma, heart attacks, and lung disease. Well, how are these pollutants all being emitted? Well, factories and cars play a major role. Many of the factories in China that still stand today were built after World War II, which means that these factories are still running those same inefficient fuels. The past year, a staggering 14,000 companies did not meet environmental standards. Cars also play a major role in the pollution. There are 3.3 million cars in Beijing and almost 1,200 cars are being added each day. This is why Beijing is one of the most polluted cities in the world. However, China made a strive to solve this problem by investing in electric cars like Tesla. But it was not enough to combat all the pollution that was emitted in the past 70 years. Since I gave you some background information, let me tell you about who and what is being affected. Number one, the people of China. Only 1% of the country's 560 million urban citizens have access to safe air that is considered safe to breathe by European Union standards. As I said before, pollution is causing a lot of deaths in China. When I mean a lot, I mean 1.6 million people die each year, not including the 1.2 million premature deaths. Also, many people are affected by the different sicknesses brought from pollution. For example, the frequency of bronchitis is 47.2%, which is significantly greater than the research studied in 2013 at 29.3%. The rising reoccurrences of just one of the many diseases caused by pollution is harmful for everyone. Considering that bronchitis is contagious, that means everybody's going to have it and then everybody's going to die. Just kidding. But in all seriousness, the rising frequencies of these diseases is not going to look pretty in China's future. The second thing that is being affected is China's most prized possession, their economy. Because of the pollution, China was forced to shut down schools, banning certain cars on the road, barring freight and construction vehicles, closing factories, and even forbidding barbecues and fireworks. I love barbecue. And I love fireworks. They're pretty sick. These closures are bringing a halt in China's production. However, the halt in production may lead to a permanent stop because of an expanding desert. The Gobi Desert in China is expanding 1,900 square miles every year. That's twice the size of Luxembourg. Somewhere between 20 and 25% of the entire country is now considered desert. If this keeps on growing, China can say goodbye to their economy and they might as well be desert nomads. Let's see what China is trying to do to solve this problem. When is my thing gonna fall? Like, I want it to like randomly fall to you.
Then shake your head more.
The government The government is taking drastic measures to solve this problem by pledging to spend $275 billion over the next 5 years to clean up the air and $333 billion on water pollution. Let me get my pencil really quickly. China is also seeking to spend $6.4 billion to cut sulfur dioxide and nitrous oxide. They're also restricting the number of vehicles entering the capital and promoting the sale of electric cars to become a global leader in EV sales. The government is also shutting down or upgrading factories with more efficient fuel and creating laws to limit their energy use. Many people are convinced that they can actually turn back time and they will be free of pollution. It certainly sounds like that, but it is just not the case. Stubborn factory owners, companies, and businesses are to blame because they ignore China's environmental laws. It is rare for companies to follow them because the government loosely enforces them. Only 23% of Chinese factories properly treat their sewage before dumping it. And as of 2007, only 10% of environmental laws are actually enforced. 467 enterprises inspecting in one recent round a staggering 350 or 75% had environmental problems. Gotta get my pencil. These statistics expose the money-hungry businesses that are plateauing China's progress to a greener world. The government's loose enforcement of environmental laws will ultimately lead to China's downfall. Another barrier is government censorship. In 2010, a report was released that showed that China's water pollution, for example, was twice as bad as the government initially claimed it to be. This will allow citizens to lose trust in the government. With already the sheer amount of premature deaths, parents are already frustrated with the government. Public anger about dirty air has forced the government to take action. Levels of fine particulate matter, aka PM, in Beijing has fallen by more than 25% in 2014 to 2015. But in late 2016 and in early 2017, they spiked again. A Greenpeace analysis revealed why. Steel production actually increased in 2016 in spite of earlier reductions in capacity because the central government was stimulating demand. Instead of ensuring the people of China, they are now preventing China from knowing the problem actually exists. As you can see, pollution in China is bad. It is bad to the point where it's affecting millions of people and burning their money. Pollution is affecting the people and the economy. Their desire to have a strong economy makes it very hard to solve, but it has been attempted to be solved by the not so cooperative government. And my final point is, China has to strive for two main concepts: conservation biology and restoration ecology. This is the science of saving our planet and saving ourselves from ourselves. Not sure if that made any sense, but I hope you learned something from this video, and you can conclude this is the most pressing problem in the world today. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment below saying, I love Marshall, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.